In the far south of the desert Tanaris, in the Valley of the Watchers, a large gate can be found. Guarded by elite golems, this gate does raise some questions. Where does it lead to? Can it be opened? To properly tell this story, we have to begin somewhere else. Uldaman. Most of you have probably been to the dungeon. You perhaps went there in hopes of some nice loot, experience, and completing quests. But this place is heavy in lore. The architecture is typical of that of the Makers, also known as the Titans, the beings who created Azeroth. As you make your way downwards into this formerly sealed-off chamber, the ancient Stone Watcher Arcadus can be found. He drops the Rock Pounder and the Stone Slayer, both very sought-after weapons for their high damage and slow attack speed. While fighting Arcadus, he will summon Earthans, basically stone dwarfs, and order them to protect the discs of Norgannon. As soon as Arcadus is defeated, the door to the final chamber opens. Therein, you can find the discs laying on a pedestal, the discs of Norgannon. Clicking them will give you the quest, the Platinum Discs. Upon accepting, the Lorekeeper of Norgannon spawns. He now has a lot to tell you. If you are interested in lore, you should read what he has to say. If not, you should click the message bubble 14 times until you get a quest completed. You now turn in the Platinum Discs, click the discs again and accept the next part. Depending on your faction, you're either sent to Ironforge or Thunderbluff. Once you've found either High Explorer Magalus or Sage Truthseeker, they will tell you the following. What are these here then? Impressive, young one. These discs, in them I sense secrets that the earth has held on to tightly for many years. You were very wise to bring them here to me. Accepting the next part of the chain, you're told the following. I shall focus my energies on these discs. They will reveal their true workings to me in due time. As for you, Clouds, I will now reward you for your diligence in bringing this to my attention. Take this voucher to Benna Winterhoof, the alchemy trainer for Thunderbluff. She will give you a special item I believe you will find appealing, and she will supply you with a choice of potions from my personal stock. Return to me soon, as I sense there is much more at hand for us to do regarding this find. You're sent off to Denita Stonemantle or Benna Winterhoof, which will give you your reward. Either 5 superior healing potions or 5 greater mana potions, and a 14-slot bag. If you are below level 45, then this is where the chain ends. If you are level 45 or above, or return once you are, then either Sage Truthseeker or High Explorer Magellas will now offer you the quest, Portents of Uldum. There is a place deep in the Tanaris Desert called the Valley of the Watchers. The discs that you recovered, their translated glyphs make mentions of a place called Uldum. Most think this place to be a myth. I know this to be false. Uldum exists. I've been there. Well, outside at any rate. You're asked to visit either Nara Wildmane in Thunderbluff or Historian Karnik in Ironforge, where you receive the quest, Seeing What Happens. We want you to take the miniature discs you found to the sealed gates of Uldum. We aren't sure what will happen when you do this. This sounds risky, sure, we acknowledge that. It might, however, do nothing. You might need to use the discs on something. Perhaps the doors unlock when you have the discs in your possession. Be open to try anything, and be ready for anything to happen. When you've found out what happens, return to Thunderbluff. We'll have a lot to analyze when you're done. You now travel to the Valley of the Watchers, to the far south of Daenerys. Now, once we're back at the gate, we can continue from where we left off. There is a certain pedestal, which is where you turn in the quest. As you touch the pedestal, the miniature discs from Uldaman hum and glow in your backpack. You feel a familiar tingling feeling in your hands as the image of a stone watcher appears. Solutions. I am a guardian of entry. The discs that have been used for access are missing the correct entry discs, the plates of Uldum. Please incorporate these plates with the disc structure and repeat your access sequencing. Thank you. In the next quest, the Stone Watcher, you attempt to learn the purpose of the Stone Watcher. He has a lot to tell you. He explains that there are several copies of the plates of Uldum, that they have been distributed to different places in the world, decided by the Titans. The Titans are to visit the planets to control the seeded worlds, to deny both internal and external forces to disrupt their work. You learn that Uldum is a research facility used by the Titans to enhance the biosphere of Azeroth. The specific information is restricted to those who possesses the plates of Uldum. You finally say that you will return once you have the plates. After learning this, the next quest requires you to head back to Thunderbluff or Ironforge. As you return and complete the quest, you're told the following. You were missing some discs. Interestingly enough, it seems that the discs of Norgannon are only parts of the complete set, like keys on a keyring, if you will. If we can find the plates of Uldum, then we could actually access the Uldum complex itself. I don't know whether to be excited by that prospect or be terrified. We may need to risk everything to ensure that those secrets the Earth keeps, which would destroy us all, remain just that, secrets. You are given the last quest of this chain, a future task. Talking with either Sage Truthseeker or High Explorer Magellas, you are told the following. Well, Clouds, we seem to be at a temporary dead end here. We know what we need, the plates of Uldum, but we have no idea where they might be. We'll need to do quite a bit of research on this to come up with a solid plan of attack. I have a couple ideas where to start looking. I have high hopes that soon we'll be asking you to head out and recover them. The Sage Truthseeker needs to be informed on this, Clouds. No doubt. He also wants to thank you personally for once again aiding the League. Completing the quest, a future task. You're told that we're all in agreement then. The best plan of attack is putting this on hold until we can narrow down the areas where the plates might lie hidden. You brought us this far, Clouds, and I hope you will be the one to head back into the fields to unlock Uldum for us all. Allow me to give you this honorarium in the meantime. This should cover any expenses you've encountered in assisting us, and a little something extra. Be sure to check back with us soon. Uldum beckons. Christ, this made me excited. Edge of seat excited. We're told to wait and try and narrow down the possible location for the Discs of Uldum. Except, sadly, this is where it ends. As with the quest chain for freeing Eranicus, this one is also unfinished. It is, of course, worth doing this chain for the gold, experience, and the bag. But sadly, it does not seem like we will be getting inside Uldum anytime soon. It might not be impossible for this quest chain to receive a proper ending if we, the players, show Blizzard that we would love seeing this chain completed. As for now, however, the location of the Discs of Uldum is unknown, and the gates will remain closed. With all this said, I hope you found this interesting. Like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more.